So, I've been a Psych NP for over a year now. So why exactly do I love my job? Well, in this video, I'm going to be going over the top 5 things I love about my job as a Psych NP. So stay tuned. What's going on, Psych Dude family? It's the Psych Dude back again with another video. If you are new to this channel, let me formally introduce myself. I'm the Psych Dude. I'm a board-certified psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, and in this channel, I go over several different subjects to educate the public about mental health, ways to improve your lifestyle, and topics related to psychiatric nurse practitioners and nurse practitioners as a whole. I hope you guys truly enjoy this video on the top 5 things I love about my job after being in my job for over a year. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell button to be notified, and also add me on Instagram at the Psych Dude. Welcome back, Psych Dude family. It's good seeing each and every one of you guys today. So you probably clicked this video wondering, you've been in your job a year now. What exactly do you love about your job? Don't even get me started about how many things I love about my job, but I've tried narrowing down a lot of them to these top 5 things. So let's get started, boys and girls and gentlemen and women and ladies. Let's get this going. Enjoy. So the number one thing that I love about my job, and I can't stress enough, is how much autonomy I have. I absolutely love how much autonomy I have in my job. I get to pretty much do everything without anyone getting mad and being over my shoulder. They don't necessarily have to be all over my shoulder and tell me exactly what to do, what decision to make, things like that. And it's a beautiful thing. You know why? Because I'm the one who makes the direct impact on the patient. It's my decision making on what I'm gonna do with the patient, and unfortunately sometimes you have to deal with the consequences, but for the most part, if you can positively make that impact on the patient, it's the best feeling in the world. And guess who did it? I did it. And it's important because as a nurse, we do make an impact in a certain realm, as RN, so to speak. But as a provider, it's a whole different ballgame, and it's lovely because we get to do all of these things. I get to make the decision making. I get to make sure I educate the patient, and I'm able to do everything from the very beginning to the end, making sure the patient is impacted in a positive way and improving their quality of health. And it's all because of me. Of course, there's other people in the group of the team, but in terms of medications and choosing that right set of medication and educating the patient and helping them improve their lifestyle in certain ways, I get to do all of that. And that's the one thing I love about my job. So the second thing that I love about my job with being an NP for over a year is how they actually treat us as nurse practitioners. So a lot of the times when I was an RN working in the ER, especially with stable patients, a lot of them would constantly be saying, hey, can you get me this? Hey, can you get me that? Hey, can you do this for me? Hey, can you do that for me? They thought I was a waiter. And unfortunately, that's right out disrespectful, because we were there to do our job. We were there to save lives, things like that. But when they see us as NP or one of the providers, it's night and day. It's like they treat us like, they talk to us respectfully, they make sure they're courteous, they make sure they either call us by sir or Mr. or ma'am, Mrs., things like that. They're just really courteous and respect who we are as a profession. Just the way they're talking to us, regardless of which setting I'm in, from the homeless to the community mental health center to private practice, things like that. The way they treat you and the way they talk to you is amazing. They don't get irritated as fast, they don't get upset as fast, they don't get mad at you, they don't yell at you, things like that, because at the end of the day, you're the one who's gonna make that decision whether or not they're gonna get their meds, or if they're gonna be getting the med that they want. Things like that is, you're gonna be the decision factor on whether or not they're gonna be treated the way they wanna be treated. Kind of makes sense? It's not like I'm gonna withhold medications from someone just because they were mean to me, but certain things that we do, we have to make sure they're complying with what we say. So that's the reason why they kind of treat us differently and they respect us. And honestly, being respected like that, it's golden. I love it. So the third thing that I love about my job is the stress level is way different compared to an RN. So Going into work, you have your list of patients that you typically see. So they're either follow-ups or they're either new evaluations. For the most part, when you start working about over a year, you start to see a lot of the same patients, especially when you're restricted to a certain amount of days. You start to see a lot of the same patients. So it's like not something new that you're gonna see on an everyday basis. The reason why I say it's a little bit easier in terms of stress levels compared to RN is because you don't necessarily know what you're gonna be getting in terms of what type of patient you'll be getting as an RN in the ER. So anything can roll in. Yes, you have your frequent flyers, but for the most part, if you get new patients, they have new disease processes, they have new traumas, things like that, you don't necessarily know what you're gonna get. So those stress levels of just the anticipation of whether it's gonna be a slow night, fast night, crazy night, things like that, you don't necessarily know what's gonna happen. But in terms of being a psych NP, yes, it's stressful in terms of trying to make that right decision and making sure you're getting the right diagnosis, things like that. But once you start to get into the swing of things and seeing your patients and your load of patients within a certain time frame, it starts becoming more of, hey, how's it going? How are your meds? How's family? How's your thing? Blah, blah, blah. Because they're stable. You had enough time, especially after a year, to stabilize them on the certain amount of medications. Obviously, not the same medications will work for the same patient, and some patients may be titrating up, titrating down, you're making adjustments, things like that. But for the most part, once you get your patients stable, especially after a year, a lot of it's just smooth sailing. You're just doing subtle changes here and there, but not necessarily making drastic changes to the point where you're going to be stressed out about if they're gonna do better or not, things like that. So I think it's just, that's the top thing, because my stress levels compared to RN is way different, and I love the stress that I have as an NP. So the fourth thing that I love about my job is weekends off. So I work Monday through Friday, and all of my life, regardless of where I worked, I've always worked either every other weekend or I worked every weekend, just because I had to fit in school somewhere within the week. And now that I have weekends off, I'm able to spend way more time with my family, and it's amazing because I'm able to go to all of the functions. I'm able to go to family functions, friends functions, things like that. I'm able to actually do. As a RN, I had to work every other weekend, and sometimes it felt like my weekends off, I'm just sleeping because I was working night shift. I'd get off Friday night, or I would work Friday night and then get off Saturday morning, and I'd just go to sleep. And then by the time I woke up, it's gonna be Saturday night, and then I'm gonna eat dinner and then go to sleep and then wake up Sunday, and then pretty much just have just that day off. And sometimes that's not enough, especially with a little one running around. I love my job, especially being a year in. I'm a little bit more acclimated because it took so long just for me to just get used to actually having weekends off. It sucks because my wife works every other weekend, but hopefully when she finishes school, we're able to have every single weekend off with each other and just being able to spend more time. But yeah, after a year, I love this aspect of it because, one, I get to spend more time with my family, and I get to watch football every Sunday. Can't beat that. So the fifth and final thing that I love about my job, and for those that are still watching, thank you for staying this long, but the fifth and final thing that I love about my job is the pay. Yes, obviously I didn't do this for just the pay. I did it to help people, and that's the reason why I wanted to go into this, because I'll have a greater impact. Fortunately, as an NP compared to RN, and that impact, I'm able to actually do things that I want to do and make sure I'm making that right decision and having to deal with the consequences. And that's the reason why I wanted to become an NP, but the pay doesn't help, especially working as a LA County nurse. If you work in county, in any type of county, you don't get paid that much. So going to becoming an NP is way better. The pay is way better, and you're able to do more things with just having, one, the freedom from working Monday through Friday, and then having increased pay to help you pay your expenses and have money left over if you want to travel, do things like that. And the good thing about it is, from what I'm doing, is just saving more money to be able to travel. I think that's the biggest thing. Is I've been going to school for so long. I'm still in school right now, but I made it a bigger opportunity for me to travel and just experience new things, because being an RN, yes, you have that flexibility of working 3 days straight or 6 days straight and then having 6 days off or even more off. But sometimes, depending on how well you budget, it's a little bit harder for you to travel, especially to all of these different more expensive countries. But as an NP, you have that flexibility. You're able to block time off. You don't have to compete with so many different nurses to get that time off, and you're able to just use the salary that you have if you act like you're still RN and just saving that extra money to travel or do things that you actually want to do and love, and purchase the things that you actually want to purchase, all the luxuries. Or some people just want to save it, but I always think, what's the point of having all of that money saved up if you pass away? Might as well just experience and take care of yourself and live in the moment and then create memories, things like that. And that's a big plus in being an NP, and especially being a year in, is I was able to get a raise, I was able to do all that, and now I'm just actually living the dream as an NP. 1, autonomy. 2, more time with my family. 3, I get weekends off. Things like that is the most important thing, that why I love it, and it doesn't hurt that I get paid more. Well, everyone, this concludes our video. I hope you guys truly enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed learning about the top 5 things that I love about my job as a Psych NP that I've had for over a year now. It's amazing being a Psych NP, and the first year was definitely a roller coaster, the ups and downs, but for the most part I absolutely love my job. Yes, you could enjoy these top 5 things even before a year, but I didn't truly get to appreciate a lot of these things until the latter part of my year. But for the most part, enjoy if you are going to be a Psych NP. I truly have enjoyed this journey so far, and there's definitely more learning ahead of me, but for the most part, it's been fun. It's been amazing just making an impact, especially when it's a positive impact for these patients. And like I said, we're almost there at 1,000 guys. At 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing that giveaway, so definitely stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell button to be notified when I do come out with another video. And if you enjoy learning about medications, especially the newer medications, just learning the indication, the dosing, and how to use it and what they're used for, definitely go follow me on Instagram. I do give a lot more information on my posts, just showing you the type of medications that I like to use, the type of medications that are used within the psychiatry field, okay? As always, guys, enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy your night. I can't wait to see you guys soon. Psych Dudes out. Bye.